Can cars stop driving by? That would be awesome. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week has been a week of planning and then those plans not working out. I recorded a whole video, edited the whole thing, and I was just trying to figure out this voiceover feature because I got a new microphone and I really like it. It's not working the way I want it to. So I spent about 3 days trying to figure out how to get the microphone to work with my editing software, and it just isn't happening. So that video will probably be up another time. But this whole thing got me thinking. After a long week like this one, I think it's time to let off some steam. Pet peeves. We all have them. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. The dictionary of Google defines pet peeve as something that a particular person finds especially annoying. And I've got a few things. So I'm just gonna list off some of the things in life that really get to me. Whether I have any real right to actually be upset by any of these is debatable. But comment below if you find any of these things especially bothersome yourself. That way we can be sour together. Yay! Without any further ado, here are some of my biggest pet peeves. The first one is something I think we can all agree on. It's when people stand too close to you when you're talking. I've known so many people that do this. They just don't understand what amount of personal space is appropriate. I used to work with this guy who didn't realize how close he was standing to you. And it's kind of crappy, but my coworkers and I would talk about it, which means they were all bothered by it too. You'd be talking to him and sometimes, you just want to take a slight step back just to give yourself that space that you desperately feel like you need. And then he just subconsciously closed that space. And it just makes all the hairs on the back of my neck stand up and every nerve in my body cringe a little. There are only a few situations where I let someone that close to my face, and none of them are with you. So kindly back off just even an inch so that I'm no longer breathing in your breath, okay? This next one kind of goes in line with the first one. I can't freaking stand when somebody doesn't break eye contact with you for even a second while you're talking to them. Not only that, but if they're also not blinking, I start to question whether or not I'm even talking to a human being. I had a teacher in high school that did this who had like the lightest blue, almost white blue eyes. This would be our conversation the whole time. It was just so uncomfortable. I get those really cringy feelings when someone just stares into my soul like that. I know it's polite to give someone your undivided attention when in a conversation, but I think there's a stark difference between when I'm talking to you like this and when I'm talking to you like this. Do you feel respected? Because I feel creeped out. Don't ask me why, but I really hate when someone hands paper to you like this. Here you go. Okay, yes, sometimes I wrinkle papers too, but there's something about ruining the paper when it's fresh off the printer or fresh out of something that it really bothers me for some reason. Shout out to my cat, by the way, who continuously finds miscellaneous papers to crush his paws into. Speaking of trying to record my voiceover yesterday, I had my script with me and I was in the bedroom, the quietest room in the house, so that I could try to get that microphone to work as best as it could possibly work. Just as I'm getting all settled in, Buddy jumps on the bed and finds my script and just... You know when you're about to get on the elevator or maybe board a bus and the doors open? What is the first thing you do? Do you look inside to see if maybe people are gonna come out? Do you step aside and maybe let those people get off first? Or do you barrel your way through and push past everybody trying to get off and make a normal situation into a cluster that really pisses me off? Since you're a normal and decent human being, I know that you would never do the last thing that I just said. But a couple years ago, I was interning at a production company, and since we weren't employees, we couldn't park in the employee parking of the building. So the other interns and myself would have to park in a visitor's lot a couple blocks away. And every 2 hours, we would have to go move our cars out of and then back into the visitor lot so that we wouldn't have to pay for parking. Why that's an extremely situation is a whole nother thing to talk about. My point is, I had to take that elevator up and down that building multiple times a day. And I kid you not, more than 50% of the time, as I was getting ready to get off the elevator, the doors would open and like 6 people would come pushing their way through, everyone trying to get out and just stand directly in front of you. One time this guy even came and just stood directly in front of me on the phone in the elevator as I'm trying to move past him. I had to tap his shoulder to get him to acknowledge that I was even there. And even then, he only moved a slight inch over and I had to squeeze past him to make it out of the elevator before the doors shut on me. When I used to take the bus to my college campus, the driver used to tell people about to board the bus to wait while other people got off first. But still, there were so many times the driver literally had to yell at people boarding the bus so that there wouldn't just be like a traffic jam right in the middle of the aisle of the bus. They had to yell at the people because they were too busy not giving a about anyone else in the world. This is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't know if you could tell. You know that button on the streetlights you press before crossing the street? It probably makes a sound or something when you press on it, right? Sometimes it beeps, or when it's the worst, sometimes it'll say, wait. Did you know that when you hit that button, you still have to wait for the traffic lights to turn before you can walk? I swear, I feel like so many people just expect that walk sign to turn on the second they hit that button, and then start to get impatient about 15 seconds after it doesn't immediately change. Then what do? They start hitting the button again and again and again and again and again. And all you hear is beep, 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 or wait. Did you forget that the world and its traffic lights don't revolve around you? Did you forget that there are people driving on the streets? Here's a tip for you. Why don't you just look across the street at the light or the walk sign over there? Do you see how it's counting down before the light changes? Do you see how the light is now turning yellow? Now you can begin your 15-second countdown. Meanwhile, please stop assaulting my sanity. This one instantly makes me really mad. I could be in the middle of a massage about to fall asleep and this would instantly infuriate me. If a song is playing, wherever you are, and then somehow you start playing a song over that song while it is still playing, I might be tempted to rip my own ears off. This also goes for people talking over one another. My husband is constantly watching YouTube videos of people getting in an argument and fighting and just yelling over each other, and I get mad because it's so annoying to listen to. If I'm on the phone with someone, don't start talking to me or telling me what to say in response to that person. My brain can't listen to you both, and now I can't hear either you over the steam coming out of my ears. If you're not sure that you understand my frustration about this, let me give you an example. How is that not anger-inducing? If I'm in the middle of stretching, don't poke me. My muscles are relaxing, and if you poke me, I will get a cramp, and then I will strangle you. Okay, I need to end this because I'm actually getting pretty mad. I'm gonna end this one with something that I don't think is that common, but it's something that I experience quite often when I go to the grocery store. Sometimes when you're going to get your groceries and it's the middle of the day, the cashier doesn't have a bagger. When that's the case, the cashier not only has to scan each of your items and enter all the codes for your produce and whatnot, they now have to bag all your shit too. Now I'm sure you're very busy entering your phone number and your 4-digit PIN for all of 30 seconds. But after the transaction's over, what do? Just stand there and watch them bag all your shit up for you while people are standing behind you waiting for their turn to check out. You have 2 hands that you're gonna carry these bags out with any minute now. You can use them to put your stuff into your bags. Don't just stand there and stare at them while people are waiting for you to leave. It's inconsiderate to the cashier, and it's inconsiderate to every single person standing behind you. Okay, I'd say we let off a pretty good amount of steam today, wouldn't you? I'm gonna go lie in bed and look at Bachelor memes until I feel better. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know if any of these pet peeves are things that annoy you as well, and comment below if there are any pet peeves of yours that I did not mention in this video. Follow me on Instagram, that way we can send each other bachelor memes till we cool off. My husband and I are visiting a friend of ours in Texas this week, and we'll be in Dallas for 2 days. So if you have any suggestions about things that we should do while we're there, please comment below and let me know. Subscribe to my channel for more fun videos, and I hope you all have a lovely week. I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, I forgot to mention one last pet peeve, guys. It's when people watch all my videos, but then they don't subscribe to my channel. So you should do that.